Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Before I go another further, I want to say, and I mean this sincerely, thank all of you for your patience. I was dealing with a mic issue, and one of my homies, his son actually walked me through the process. One of my other buddies told me some things, and come to find out, it was actually my microphone. It was brand new, so I thought. Unfortunately, the company I got it from went out of business, and that is what it is. These are the things that I'm learning that I'm gonna have to work through in order to get to. However, I had not quit. I didn't, and I do appreciate the fact some of you all have asked, when are you gonna do another video? Well, here we are. I'm back. So I had to upgrade, get some different equipment, and just back up, punt, start over from scratch. And so here we are. And again, I do not take you for granted, and I want to thank each and every single one of you, uh, whether you text me, Facebook message, called, whatever, uh, to make sure I was still on track. So yes, I'm on track, and I'm back. Touch a neighbor, tell him he's back. So 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 anyway, I didn't plan on talking about this subject, but it seems to be a common thing right now, which is when I'm dealing with people, talking to folks, communicating. That's where obviously most of my material comes from, is just basic conversations. So this is what I want to talk about today, and this is difficult for a lot of us, I myself included. Just let them be. What do I mean by that? If For the females, women, please hear me. Just please hear me. If you have a man that is being a man by way of how he treats you, let him be a man. If he's doing the simple things, checking on you, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Um, if you all go out and he opens your door, let him open your door. If he takes the incentive to pay the bill if you all go out to eat, let him be that man. If he's volunteering these things, whether it be in the beginning, the middle, or God forbid at the end, and you choose to let that go for whatever reason, and I understand everybody's not for everybody. I get it. I'm not saying that at all. But if he, and I'm talking directly to the women right now, if he is, as they say, meeting most of your checklist, and he's treating you right, he's not being disrespectful, he's timely, he's responsible, he's disciplined, and whatever else it is that you need and or want. If he's meeting most of that, number one, you don't have to rush the process. Give it time so you can see. You don't have to dive in head first. You don't have to, everything has not got to be everything on the front end. Um, Pay attention to his mannerisms. Pay attention to how when if you happen to him, talking to somebody, or how he's dealing with this particular subject or this particular topic, or how he's dealing with life in general. Pay attention to those things, because men, for the most part, they tell you who they are by what they do. So if he's doing, that's for the most part a man. If he's not, then I'm not saying he's not a man, but what I am saying is you if you're doing most of the work and he's not putting in, player, be by yourself. Because that's not what you need. If he's not coming in and taking some of the load off, I'm not saying he has to jump in and do every little bitty thing. I'm not saying that at all. Um, but if he's coming in and he's being and doing what he's supposed to as a man, just the simple things and the basics, just ride it out. Let it flow. Ride it out. If you need to take a timeout, hey, player, timeout right here. Let me just breathe for a minute. This is new. This is different. I'm not used to this. Just say that. And if he gets him being the man that he is, he should and or will understand. If he takes a nosedive and flies off, then that's a bigger issue. Deal with it accordingly. All right. But if he's liking you, and here's how you tell. This ain't rocket science, folks. It's very simple. If he's giving what I call, if he's giving you his time and his dime, then he likes you. I'm not saying that if he don't do those two things that he doesn't, he may be in a different phase or whatever the case may be. But if he's giving you his time and his dime, then you are on the list, at the top of the list, and probably the only thing on the list. So again, if he's being a man, just let him be a man. For the women, brothers, and I get it because I'm guilty of it myself. It is very difficult for us, and I say us, the ones who are around my age bracket. I'm 52, mid 40s, early 40s, going toward 50 and on up. We like one simple thing. And the more I talk to my brothers, the more I get it, and the more I see it. Peace. If you cannot come into us, if we let you into our space, okay, ladies, please understand it is not rocket science. That's why I call this podcast Simply Put. If we let you into our space and you start creating chaos in whatever manner you do so, sooner or later you're going to be checking the deuces. A man, and a middle-aged man, wants his peace. There's enough that we have to deal with in the outside world. When we go to work, we have to deal with people. We have to deal with management. We have to deal with supervisors, whatever the case may be. When we come home, the last thing we want to do is come home and have to square back up and deal with you. We've already been fighting all day just to get through the day. The stuff we have to mentally tune out, the stuff that we're dealing with that we're not talking about, which that's something that's a whole nother subject. But most men don't talk. We are trained and bred to deal with it ourselves. And we'll, as one of my buddies said, I'll figure it out. And that's the gist of dealing with a man. So if we let you into our world and you start poking and prying and pushing and we just let us breathe. If we deem it necessary to share with you, once we get to that point, and I'm also referencing in the beginning, if we get to the point where we feel like you're a soft place for us to land, then we'll share. We'll open it up, but it's not something you can force, because just as much as you're paying attention to what we do, we are paying attention to what you do. We're paying attention to how your moods are, to how you say what you say, your tone when you talk, even your tone when you text, because texting does have a tone. We're paying attention to all of that, and we're noting, paying attention to everything. Okay, she did this, she said that. She did this, she said that. She said that, she did this. And we're looking for the consistency. But over and above all of that, and I'm keeping this very simple. We want to have peace. We want to be able to come home or be around you or be with you and just woosah. So if you have difficulty with that, and that's a challenge for you, then maybe there's some things you need to work on. Maybe there's some things he needs to work on. Again, this is why I always say communication is the key. You've got to sit down and have the talks. You've got to have the conversations. If he's not opening up to you, there's a reason for it. And it could be something from his past. It could be something from his previous relationship, but that's conversations he's got to have with you. And I can assure you, you're not going to beat it out of him. Once he deems it necessary, and once he feels like, okay, I can open up a little bit, because he's not going to just open up, dump, and pour. That ain't going to happen. So I said that to say it's difficult. I get it on both sides of the fence. It's difficult for a woman to just let the man be a man. It's difficult for the man to just let the woman be a woman. But if you have somebody and you're dealing with somebody and you're being treated right, you're being paid attention to, your voice is being heard, just let it be. You don't have to dive into it head first. You don't have to put all your eggs in that basket and say, "Oh, he's the one. Oh, she." No, give it time. Just pump your brakes, drive with the emergency brake on, and ain't but so fast you can go doing that. Just drive with the emergency brake on. That way you ain't running through red lights and stop sign, and nobody gets hurt, figuratively speaking. So if you have that, let the man be the man, let the woman be the woman, and just take your time. Go slow, ride the thing out, and just let it flow. All right. Again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply Put. If you have not already, go to YouTube. This is the Simply Put podcast with Price McKinney. This is very simple, folks. I'm on Facebook, Simply Put with Price McKinney. Instagram, the same thing. Everything is Simply Put with Price McKinney. But more importantly, go to my YouTube and subscribe to the Simply Put podcast with Price McKinney. Again, I'm not an expert. I just know what I know, and I promise you, I'll see you soon.